to the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
Seeing as far as the Dolphins or the Heat is concerned, football is coming, man. I'm starting to smell the barbecue. I'm starting to already hear the music from the tailgating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's about to go down. I've just been looking at the schedule, and I'm gonna go to Texas A&M, bro. Like, that's gonna be fun. I mean,
I know you're gonna be vibing.
That Texas A&M game, you got to fly into Houston, basically, because Texas A&M is like an hour, 2 hours away from Houston. So looking forward to that. And to be honest, I think Miami can win that game because I kind of just broke it down, and you can see the story on CanesCounty.com. I'm breaking down every game of the season. I already did the first three so far, Bethune-Cookman, Southern Miss, and now Texas A&M. And you already know what's going to happen in those first two games.
That's what I was already
blowouts. I mean, the first one's going to be a complete blowout. I mean, if it's not 60-0, you should probably be disappointed, but that's what it should be. And then the next game after that, Southern Miss, we do get to see Frank Gore Jr. In the second game. And I wanted to ask, like, if Frank Gore is going to be there. I said if Frank Gore, but Frank Gore retired. Frank Gore is going to be there.
Hall of Famer.
Where does he what sideline is he on? Are you on his son's sideline?
He's not gonna be on the sideline, period. He's gonna be in the stands to stay neutral. And what side would he be on if he on the stands? Is he gonna be in the away or the visiting? The visiting or the home?
If that was if that was you, if that was like your son and your son played for another team and it comes home,
it's a no-brainer. Like, you see the background and you see the shirt, you feel me? You see what it say, you feel me? At the end of the day, I'm gonna be on the side of Dade County, Canes County. I'm gonna be cheering for my team. When you do good, I'll cheer for you.
Yeah.
But your quarterback, I want to get smashed. Your wide receivers, I don't want them to do anything. I want you to, make it look good. You're not gonna look too good because obviously your O-line ain't gonna be able to protect like that. It's gonna be going haywire from jump. But I want you to have a reasonable game. All the other running backs that's on the team, I don't want them to do anything. You could get 2-3 yards, and they got to give you the ball at least like 30 times so you could get close to 100. That's the only way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're gonna pay homage to your dad by giving you the opportunity to be the workhorse. You know what I'm saying? Because we know we're going to lose. So let's just give him that. The quarterback is not going to be able to pass, not what we've got transferred and recruited to at the University of Miami. So, like, it's a no-brainer. I'm going to be at the other side.
Yeah, I hear you. So
what do you do?
I feel like I'm gonna side with the U. I'm gonna cheer for my son when he does good. But all those other people on your team, sorry, I'm not gonna be rooting for them. Against my team. But Miami should handle Southern Miss pretty easily. I know the home game's at 12 noon, so it's one of those noon games. So the thing about those, you can't slip up on those games because you'll take a Southern Miss lightly. But I don't think this coaching staff is going to let this team take anybody lightly with all the professionals that you got over there, on that coaching staff. Yeah. So I think it's going to be like 45-3 or 7, something like that. I forgot what actual score I put on there, but I am putting predictions as well. But what brings me to Texas A&M, bro. Texas A&M, I think we have a chance to win, because they're kind of shaky at the quarterback. It's not like they have a legitimate guy that's been there. The quarterback that was there last year, who beat Alabama. Remember, Texas A&M, they did beat Alabama, and the quarterback.
Go.
Yeah, the quarterback who was playing in that game is it transferred to Auburn. So he only took over because the original starter, had an injury, broke his tibia, I believe, and that's the reason why the other quarterback came in. That one that was the starter is a dual threat quarterback. He's like a 4-4 guy, but not really proven as a thrower yet.
Is he the one that's going to be playing us that day?
It's likely either going to be him or they brought in a transfer from LSU, Max Johnson, who is actually the son of Brad Johnson. Remember the quarterback for Tampa Bay back in the day?
Oh man!
So his son is transferred from LSU to Texas A&M. So it's either going to be one of those two quarterbacks who are going to be the starter. I'm sure they're going to battle it out in fall camp, and we'll see who's playing. But good news for the Hurricanes, bad news for them is that they star wide receiver got a DWI this week.
Yeah, I seen that. And it depends what they're gonna go ahead and do. Yeah, you got a DWI, but what are they gonna do as far as you playing? Are you gonna be suspended the first 2 games as well, or 1 game suspension, or are they gonna have you like not be available for when you play prime time against one of the upcoming teams that's all over the media, and that's the University of Miami? Are you gonna go ahead and think about winning or think about trying to prove a point? Because to be honest with you, like most coaches really don't care. They want you on the field, but they do know it's all politics. They do know that in the public eye, they're going to look at you a certain way. But we also are talking about Texas. So Texas may kind of turn a blind eye, maybe. They may be like 1 game suspension may suffice, but other people in the media may be like, 1 game for a DWI? What are you talking about? You got to be suspended half the season. You got to be. So what would you do as a head coach right now if that was your star player that got a DWI and you playing the University of Miami? You see your background.
Yeah, I was suspended for the first 2 games, but like when Miami, if I was Texas A&M and if Miami's coming to town, that's going to be a primetime game. College game day is probably going to be there. Come on, man. All right. Let's slap you on the wrist. Let's get on the field,
Thank you.
To show them what's up. So now that you say that, I mean, yeah, he's likely probably going to play. They got some a new running back that's in there, LJ Johnson, and they got Amari Daniels, who's also from Miami Central, who's likely going to get some playing time as well. They got a couple of other Miami kids over there. You got Keith Brown from Miami Central out there, Donnell Harris, who used to be a 5-star DN. He hasn't gotten on the field yet, but he's over there. And then they just got Shamar Stewart, who we were battling with in recruiting. Earlier this year, he decided to go to Texas A&M. So, but with all that being said, man, I think Miami can win this game. I really do. I really think they can win this game. It's going to come down to kind of the basics of football with basically everything. Every game is, can they establish the run? Can they just start to run the ball? Because if you can run the ball, then TVD is going to do his thing. TVD, you don't want to put TVD in a situation where he has to win you the game. I mean, he can. We've seen that he can do it, but you don't want to put him in that situation because I heard of the Texas A&M fan base is pretty, it's cultish, like they like really love that team over there. They call it the 12th man, the crowd, because it's so loud or whatnot, and it's at night, 9 p.m. Eastern is when this game will be. So it's going to be a late night, charged up, juiced up, crowd from drinking all day, waiting for this game. So it's going to be crazy. So I wouldn't want to put TVD in a situation where that crowd has to be a factor and he has to win the game. So if they can establish the run, that's the first thing. And the second thing is really just, you want to see improvement on the defense with tackling, don't give up big plays, and then don't make any major mistakes on offense. And I think Miami pulls this one out.
Yeah, but first off, like when it comes to Texas A&M defense, how would you describe their defense? Would you describe their defense as a top tier defense? Do you see that Miami can actually convert first downs? Do you see this, or do you see this as a close game for both teams? Both teams, like, because me personally, I'm a fan, but Miami defense haven't been tackling. Like you said, they need to get better with the tackling. I mean, we got a dream team coaching staff. Charlie Strong as far as coaching the linebackers and so on and so on. You got Severa with the D line. We got these transfers that came over here. The D line looked like it's getting better, especially from the person that you said last week. Looks like Jason Taylor. Spoke to Jason Taylor, built like him, and if we got people like that, on the actual defense, do our defense look like it can hold them down? Because I hear that you talking about their quarterback. They got two quarterbacks, one and the son of Brad Johnson. I think that he got the fundamentals, because at the end of the day, when you got somebody that's a quarterback and proven, I think he won a Super Bowl with Warren Sapp. Did he? Yeah. So you got somebody like that at the helm when he won a Super Bowl at the professional level. Like I'm pretty sure his son, same like Archie or the Manning's family, even though he's overrated, they may have some type of fundamentals that other people don't have. And he may be a threat. He can't run, because I don't remember his dad being known for running too, and the apple don't fall far from the tree. But you got the other guy that's a dual threat. I don't like dual threat quarterbacks, especially when we play any of them. They seem to always find a way to get out of the pocket and get some numbers, convert a 3 and 15. But again, that was with the previous coaching staff. That's why they're not here anymore. But like, do you think that our defense can like really hold it down? And do you think that their defense will be able to hold our offense down? Because of course, we got all these players that just came to the University of Miami. They haven't showed up, especially in the spring game. I've seen a lot of drop passes, but do you see us actually doing good in the passing game? I know TVD gonna do his thing. We know that. Six games, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns in each. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Do you see us like really giving it, like, because I feel we're gonna win, but I don't know how easy or how hard it's gonna be.
I think it's hard. I think it's gonna be hard to win because their defense last year was like a top 12 defense in all of college football, which is pretty good. But the positive thing, I guess, for us is that the D coordinator left to become the coach at Duke. So he's the head coach at Duke right now. So, and then who they brought in is the co-defensive coordinator from Ole Miss. Ole Miss's defense was like 97th last year in defense, but it's still the same players. Or for the most part, I think their strong suit is like their safeties. So they got pretty strong safeties. So that's why I'm weary of Van Dyke having to kind of launch it or throw down the field or over the middle to win a game. If they can establish the run, it's going to take some creativity as far as like the plays are concerned. I'm really interested to see what Gaddis' offense is like. I'm hoping it's not very vanilla where we just seeing run and play action only type of thing and just passing to the tight end, because that's what you've seen a lot from Michigan last year. But I think it was because he felt the quarterback was limited in his abilities. But now that you got a player like TVD leading your team out there, I think he's probably more confident, maybe take some more chances, downfield. TVD, at the ACC kickoff this week was saying how he loves to throw it deep. He said he feels like that's his best ball is the deep ball. So that's what he wants to do. He wants to launch it. He wants to throw it deep. You know what I'm saying? And then we got the guys that can catch it. The new receiver, the transfer JUCO Kobe Young, bro. when you get a chance, look at it. Look at this guy's tape. It's going to get you excited, bro. Like, he's big and fast. There's a reason why he was the #1 JUCO wide receiver in the country. And JUCO guys, man. JUCO playing with a chip on the shoulder, always trying to prove, that they should have been recruited a little bit better coming out of high school. He comes to Miami, comes into a good situation, and this is what Miami does, right? Well, we get a transfer wide receiver every year, and they become the #1 receiver. Having with Charleston,
go to the league.
What'd you say?
And they go to the league.
And they go to the league, yeah. And having with Charleston Rambo, having with KJ Osborne. I mean, it just kind of goes on as far as the transfers that we pull in, and then they go to the league, type of thing. So, but watch out for him. I think he's really going to be the #1 receiver, coming out of camp. And then you got, Keyshawn Smith. You hoping that he takes a step up from last year, but he is the most productive receiver coming back from last year. Most catches and most yards. And then you got Restrepo and Rashard Smith and Romello Brinson and Jacoby George. All of them.
Who's the biggest wide receiver on our team? You feel me? As far as height and as far as weight.
I think it's Kobe Young right now, the JUCO.
The JUCO. Okay.
Yeah. Him. Second biggest would be Frank Ladson. That's the other transfer from Clemson. He's originally from Miami, so I do believe he's probably around 6'3", 6'4", around there, 200 something in that area. Those are the only big receivers we got, though. Everyone else is pretty much small, and then we got tight ends. Our tight end room is so stacked, bro. It's so stacked, and I think Arroyo is really gonna show something this year. With Mallory. Mallory's gonna do his thing. You already know what you get with Mallory. Mallory is pretty much your typical NFL type of tight end, reliable guy. But Arroyo is like more of the athlete to me, and I think he's really going to show something this year. And then you still got young bucks like Skinner, Jaleel Skinner, who's an absolute freak himself, and Memorelli's still there as well, and Khalil Brantley, which is, and I know Gaddis likes to throw the ball to the tight end, so I think the tight ends are really going to eat this year.
Okay. Me personally, I just hope that Texas A&M not able to establish the run game, because like the University of Miami, again, going back to the non-tackling, I think we was last in tackling last year. We had to be. If we weren't, I don't know who wasn't tackling worse. But I think that if we could just hold down the running game, and even if we slow down the running game, it's just that whole dual threat wide receiver. I hope it's really Brad Johnson's son that's actually playing, because we tend to do good that with people that just sit in the pocket.
Yeah.
And I think we got the athletes to go ahead and get to them, especially, getting like some tips from Jason Taylor, even though he's not supposed to be doing that. Sometimes he be like, nah, do it this way. But yeah. We'll see what we actually do with that.
We'll see what happens. I'll break down that game. Yesterday, I'll be doing the next game, which is Middle Tennessee, probably later on the week, and I'm just going to continue to, go through the season just to, build content on the site. It's CanesCounty.com. There's plenty of content. We put out so much stuff, bro. All week. And we'll continue to do so. Still waiting on a couple of commitments this week, though, man. Like we had some delay.
Yeah, man.
It's really not a good week for the Miami Hurricanes this week, to be honest, because he was trying to get the Finland kid, Olas Alinen. He ends up going to Alabama. Then next up after that was Jonel Aguero, who I was really thinking he was going to come to Miami, and he may have been offered the bag himself at Georgia, because he was just raving about Coach Cristobal, how Coach Cristobal has a relationship with his family. They speak Spanish together. He had a real close relationship with Jamel Adai originally, because he was at Georgia recruiting him. He's now the DB coach at Miami. So I thought that was going to be enough to get him to Miami, but he commits to Georgia. And then Malik Bryant delays his commitment. So we don't know the new date for his commitment just yet. It's probably going to be sometime next week. I heard Tuesday next week.
But look, though, they still have the celebration on party at the church that they had is planned at, and it was in Orlando. So, you know, the Gators are close to Orlando. So if you went ahead and still had the celebration party after you delayed it, you probably just gave them a party and they know that you coming to the University of Miami. You probably didn't want to, you know, ruffle any feathers. Because for me, like, if I'm going to postpone it, the party is postponed too. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, especially if the party's in Orlando. Maybe if the party was in Miami, I would feel some type of way. I'll be like, damn, we got the parties in South Beach somewhere vibing, because you know it's going to be somewhere special, you know, and you postpone and, you know, we know that you stay up there. I'm going to be like, nah, he going to Florida. But just the plain fact that the party was right up there, close to Florida, and you still decided to have the party and you canceled your or postponed your commitment, I think he's still coming to the U. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm hearing that it could be Florida now. Miami's been strong, as far as I'm concerned, with him for weeks. It's been weeks where people have been telling me, "Oh, he's coming to Miami. He's coming to Miami." I had a source who's close to their family who was like, "Yeah, the family's saying he's coming to Miami." I was like, "Okay, cool." And then not until like a couple of days ago is when like all of this Florida Gator nonsense is starting to come up. So I don't know, because I really want that kid. He's a good edge rusher. He's you know, outside linebacker, edge rusher type of guy, and that's the type of guys we need on this team. You know, we need linebackers, you know, good, big, scary, you know, work hard linebackers. And I hope he commits to Miami. He's out of Jones High School. He went to IMG, transferred back to Jones High School in Orlando. He should. He was at IMG, yeah. Yeah, he was at IMG Academy and decided to go to his original hometown, or Orlando Jones, for his final senior season. So he's a really good player, and I hope he, you know, commits to the class next week. But the funny thing about it is he was supposed to have his commitment at the same time as Peyton Kirkland. They had it at the same time. So I don't know if there's beef between them now, because they just kind of mysteriously split up their commitment that they were going to have at the same time. They changed the time, and then they changed the days altogether now. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, Malik Bryant he's not Peyton Kirkland. He's not that type of trolling individual that Kirkland seems to be online. He seems like more of a business guy. So I heard he needs more time to think about it. That's kind of the only thing I've heard.
How much time is asking?
It's probably next week. Of what I heard, is going to be maybe Tuesday or Wednesday of next week is when he's going to make his decision. But we'll see. Keep our fingers crossed on him. And then Jaden Bonsu, another kid who delayed his commitment. He was supposed to be coming to Miami. The thing with him is that he was all in on Ohio State, and Ohio State, they added like maybe six potential DBs to their class right now. Ohio State has the #1 class in the nation right now. So he figured, oh, I'm not gonna get any playing time. You know, I'm really good with Miami. I'm all in on Miami now. So he's been as far as pegged to go to Miami for about, you know, 3 weeks as well. And then he delayed his commitment too. He was supposed to commit on the 20th, Wednesday. He delayed his commitment. No timetable. We thought it was going to be yesterday, that it was going to be sometime yesterday. It was going to pop off when he committed, and still no word yet. There's a new coaching staff where he is over there in Jersey. So I had a better relationship with the older coaching staff, or some of the Rivals guys in the network had a relationship with the old coaching staff. So they've been really quiet on what's going on with his commitment and what's going on over there. I heard he just wanted a relative there. Like he had a relative that I think was maybe from out of town or was out of town, and he wanted that relative to be there for his commitment. That's why he delayed it. I heard it doesn't affect the team, the school that he's potentially going to choose, and which I think is going to be Miami. And he's explosive. When I say this dude is a hard hitter, he's like a heat-seeking missile out there. He's everything that you want, like in a safety. He's more of an in the box safety, which means he's more helping against the run, and tackling, less not like a free safety who would be more so covering the receivers out there. So he would be the first natural safety added to the class if they can land him. He's a 4-star out of Jersey. I think they're still in a good spot for him, which is crazy because going into the weekend, we was thinking, okay, Miami could go 5 for 5 here. And now, we're hoping to get 2 out of the 5, because Olas, Kirkland, and Aguero chose other places. But even with all that said, we still got like a top 12 class right now with a lot of other kids on the board. So we just looking for bigger fish to fry, it seems.
But man, I already know what's happening. Everybody crossing their nuts on us. They see Miami doing their thing in the media every week. Every time it's something on ESPN, they don't talk about us. They do not talk about us on that in the national media, and they've been talking about us in the national media. Like you said, you had the head coach and a few other players, TVD. They were just there at in the ACC, right?
ACC
having the ACC meeting, ACC day or whatever like that, media day, and of course, who are they talking about? They're talking about Miami. I mean, at least that's what I was hearing.
Oh yeah,
they were talking about Miami. Everybody want to get the interview from Mario Cristobal. What's going on? I mean, they even try to give him some clickbait. He didn't take it. He wind up giving the best answer, and I think that a whole lot of people just crossing their nuts.
Talking about the turnover chain.
Yeah, the turnover chain.
How do you feel about that dying, bro? How do you feel about the turnover chain overall?
See, the turnover chain, I vibed it. Why? Because we trendsetters. You feel what I'm saying? But then when you seeing all the other teams wind up creating something similar, they even got it in baseball now. I seen the Marlins, they put a football helmet on. It's more of a gimmick now. And us in Dade County, we're gonna go ahead and set the trends, and we're gonna go ahead and end the trends, especially when the trends is looking crazy now. It's looking like people aren't worried about the right situation, especially they wind up adding the offices like brass knuckles, and it started building up. It's like just too much that we didn't have to do. Look, your play on the field gonna speak for themselves. The fans gonna let you know it. And the last reason I feel is because, look, ain't no way that we losing a damn game and y'all get a turnover. We losing by 3 points, 3 touchdowns, and y'all going ahead and get a turnover late in the game when it's just like, really, all the starters are gone, and you get a turnover and you going crazy on the sideline like your ass won the game.
Yeah. That's how I feel about it too, because I totally agree with what you said, but it became too much with the rings, the touchdown rings and everything. But you're giving awards for something that is not essentially the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is winning a game, right? So you're giving awards to kids basically, or making them feel good about themselves for just something that they did during the game, which is sometimes, like you said, you're losing the game and you're getting, touchdown rings and turnover chains. But yeah, I liked it because it brought attention to Miami, and it just kind of communicated the type of swag that we have. He's like, yeah, we're gonna rock a big old heavy chain on the sideline, and y'all gonna copy it, and you can't duplicate the original. But I kind of like the fact that Mario Cristobal is kind of doing away with it, because there's a bigger goal, bro. That big goal is to at least win the conference. That's like the minimum goal. And if you win that, then you should, then everybody should get a chain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like something like that. Or to win the championship, or to get to the playoff is like really the ultimate goal. And I think he's wants to make sure that they know, hey, that's the goal, not to get just a turnover or interception or, fumble recovery. That's not the goal. We're not going to praise you for that. We're going to praise you when you win, the ACC, or you get to the playoff, or you win a major bowl, or, the national championship. I like the fact that he did that, and it's officially gone. But it's part of the history. It's part of the culture. It's something that we'll never forget. It's probably the best thing to come out of the Manny Diaz era, to be honest.
You're gonna give us nothing else.
It is the best thing to come out of the Manny Diaz era.
Never won the ACC.
Yeah, they never won the ACC. That great season that we did have was actually Coach Mark Richt, when we beat Notre Dame, and we was like won 10 games, and that was under Mark Richt. So yeah, the best thing to come out of that Manny Diaz era was the turnover chain. And it's sad that you had to have that to keep eyeballs on the University of Miami, because they was winning like half of their games.
See, but it's sad to see that we had to have that so the players could stay engaged. It's your job to get interceptions. It's your job to score touchdowns and so on and so on. Just for you to go ahead and create something like that, which was cool. I mean, like I said, it's cool in the beginning, but when it becomes a gimmick, you want to go ahead and close the door on that. And just the plain fact that Cristobal did that in the beginning of his tenure as head coach just shows what type of head coach he is. He ain't somebody that's about them games. Like, we came here to put in work. The University of Miami just started putting money in the football program. Finally, I can't go ahead and F this up. You know what I'm saying? I got my family over here. Everybody's been talking about the Canes. What will be the biggest letdown if, we over here hyping them up, this, that, and the other. We're not saying they're back. We're back to work, but we don't put the money in it now. Something that me, you, and all the other Canes fans been screaming for the longest. We haven't been having the Alabama, Ohio State, the Texas, the actual Georgia's budget. You feel what I'm saying? As far as when it comes to coaching staff, as far as when it comes to surrounding the players with the best people and environment that's going to help them succeed. And now you're seeing that he can't F that up. So putting away with something like that, because remember, Manny Diaz, his dad was the mayor. His dad is a senator. He got some type of pull that me, you, and I'm probably pretty sure everybody else was like, you got him back? You brought him back? Yeah, it was cool because the defense was humming. But besides that, like you had University of Miami is not the place where you basically get to start to be a head coach when you're supposed to be in smaller schools, like the school that we paid them off to bring you over here. So just the plain fact that he did that, I vibe it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to go ahead and see them put that work in. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like the players are on board as well. And even Don Life, you know what I'm saying? He had an interview as well, and he was like, yo, I'm right behind him. And he making money off that. That's jumping into somebody's pocket. Yeah, people gonna feel some type of way when you start tapping in their pockets. But DJ Williams like, nah, I F for what Coach Cristobal did, and I'm right behind him, knowing that he has a plethora of these chains just sitting there ready to get sold and put money in his bank. So salute to Coach Cristobal.
Yeah, so definitely salute to Coach Cristobal and everything that he's doing over there. I'm pretty confident that they're going to be on track to get us to a national championship one day, and you know, the sky's the limit for the program. Anything? I mean, the other news I seen this week, as far as Canes are concerned, I could just kind of go through the website and see, but it's like
CanesCounty.com.
CanesCounty.com.